What's up? As y'all see right now, you see that lawyer? Baez is still working. Baez is still doing his job even though his client is no longer breathing. Now he's working for the family. But I want to point out some things. You see the way Baez is? Look at his hair. He looks very assertive. He looks like the kind of guy you want defending you. That guy is not the guy you want defending you. That guy don't look like he's going to litigate at all. That guy look at his hair. I would have never hired him based on his hair. I was like, dude, you don't look like you take very good care of yourself. I don't think that you're going to take very good care of me in a case that's about my life. Now, the family suspect that there is foul play going on. First off, the family and the lawyer both was like he was just in good spirits. And it was everything I told you the lawyer had said in the conversation. So now everybody is like, well, maybe he's got CTE. They're leaning towards it. He suffers from depression. So the family's like, okay, we want his brain donated to science. They're like, no, we want to hold on to his brain. Then what you gonna do, incarcerate his brain? Why would you hold on to his brain? Because they know the family wants to do a private autopsy. They want a private investigation because they want to find out what really went on in here. And right now, the prison system, knowing that they want to make sure if it was foul play, they cover up all their tracks. Now, the family got a fight, which is really destruction of evidence, as the lawyer presented. It's just strange. All of these incidents are strange. You got a high-profile case. He's in a one-man cell. It's just very unusual that he would take his life. And then no one knows anything about his behavior, nothing. Most people take these cases for free. This lawyer doesn't care about getting money from this case. The notoriety from the case, the popularity, the news, all of this is promotion for him. So it isn't about the money. He's going to get paid. They don't want to turn over Aaron Hernandez's brain. I agree. You guys are saying it right. A lot of strange things were developing. Do I think it's foul play? I just think it's strange. I'm the type of person that don't believe in coincidence. It's just a lot of things not lining up. Especially when someone gets acquitted of a double murder. It's very rare that they kill themselves in celebration. He was very optimistic and very happy over the fact that they were going to retry this other case and that he was going to get out and beat that case too. Now, what is about this brother thing y'all talking about? What did his brother say? Well, of course, the whole family is speaking out. From the moment it happened, it's very hard for the family to buy it anyway. Yes, but he was going to appeal that, Stacey Armstrong. An appeal process was already put in so they can appeal that decision. You got to understand, he did not have Baez as his lawyer. He had a clown representing him. Again, if you're not familiar with Baez, Baez is the one that got Casey Anthony off for the death of her daughter. Evidence. Did they have a lot of evidence against Casey Anthony killing her daughter and putting a baby in a shoebox? This is a baby. She's free. She's walking around free right now. I got an uncle that did time in Menard. When Menard was Menard, like it was crazy. And Menard prison was so wild back in the days, like them 80s. Forget all that gang stuff. You were getting killed in Menard. And the thing is, it was all racial and segregated. So the blacks had to join forces. Like, look, man, we can't be gang banging up in here. They killing us. We got to team up. Yeah, but the white Aryan nation ran Menard. And then they would we all be fighting each other. and they will easily take us out. No, he was in a one-man cell. Menard is nothing like it used to be in the 80s. If you was in Menards in the 80s, then you would understand. But now it's nothing like it used to be. His brother say he was beefing with a guy named Sugar Bowfoot. I see you saying that. See, that's the kind of lawyer you want. You see that guy? He's confident. That's a guy like he can get stuff done. You see, that's a lawyer that look like he finna get you off. He confident. He ain't this guy. That ain't the guy you want to hire. That's some pen pusher. You ain't gonna beat the rap with him. Exactly what I said. He's the Hispanic Johnny Cochran. Baez is in high demand. He got blacks. He got everybody trying to get him. And look at that. Everybody and their mama want to have an opinion now about this case. Before, he was guilty. He's a murderer. He killed people. I don't like him. Well, if he did kill himself, the family want to find out. They want to do tests on his brain. Right, you think Casey Anthony could afford to get Baez? He took that case because of the popularity of the case. See, you don't know how lawyers work. They'll do stuff pro bono if it has benefit. Him being on television, getting her off, made him a very popular and rich man. He was going to get rich and powerful profile cases. Like Johnny Cochran. The O.J. Simpson trial put him on the map. That was more than anything could ever be done for Johnny. Johnny's been dead for I don't know how long. And his firm is still making money. Does a court case mean somebody didn't do it? You've seen a lot of people go home that did it. It's all about representation. You saw a lot of people that didn't do it go to jail. There are a lot of people locked up right now that didn't do it. Some serving life.
trusted.
I got homies locked up right now. Don't forget, I would be locked up with them had I gave them a ride. If I gave them a ride to Wheeling, Illinois, I might be in jail for life right now. I gave them a ride. One of the guys decided to do, if I'd have gave them a ride, it'd have been over. They got a ride from a guy that went with them. They went to do a robbery. They didn't tell me what they were going to do. They asked me for a ride. They went inside, did a robbery. It went left. One of the guys allegedly killed the guy. The two guys that went in didn't touch the guy. The one guy, there's three that went in, two didn't touch the guy. One guy went crazy and did him in. It's like Juice. Tupac decided to take out old man Quillis. And that wasn't part of the plan. And the driver of the car, the guy who was there with him, who's outside waiting for them to run back in, he don't know what they've just done on the inside. But the end result, all of them got life without the possibility of parole. Every single one of them, including the driver. They were 18. One was 19. Do you understand? 18 and 19, and you going to jail for the rest of your natural born life. And you didn't even do it. And you didn't even do it. One person decided to act out. And because of one person's act, 1, 2, 3, 4 people's lives are gone. So in this situation, Baez is going to put in a junction to sue and put a law junction in order that they have to turn over the brain of Aaron Hernandez and donate it to science like the family wants. They're launching an independent investigation of their own to go against the investigation that is going on with the the police is doing their own investigation, but to go against that, they're launching their own investigation. Everybody wants to see. The family wants to find out, but they don't want to turn the brain over to the family. Why would they do that? That sounds weird, strange. You don't want to turn the brain over to the family? Why? What has the family done? Where does that even make sense? On what planet does that make sense? The state has conducted its autopsy. The autopsy was done immediately. Now they're trying to keep the brain. The family said they wanted his brain donated to science. And it should be the family's decision. Something just isn't right. Everyone's saying a crooked CEO might have done it. Well, it would be in poor taste to do it. The medical examiner doesn't want to turn the brain over. I will read to you word for word what it said. Okay, here it is. Massachusetts officials are refusing to release it, meaning the brain, despite turning over the rest of his body to the funeral home. So they have his body. Only thing they won't turn over is his brain. Jose Baez said the family had arranged for Boston University researchers looking at the brain trauma in athletes to take possession of Hernandez's brain after the autopsy was done. The medical examiner released Hernandez's body Thursday, but Baez said the office have not given them back the brain, as it initially promised to do. Massachusetts Secretary of Public Safety Dan Bennett, however, told the Associated Press that Hernandez's brain will be released to Boston University for research as soon as the investigation into his death is complete. No one is going to stand in the way of the family wishes. Baez said the family is seeking an independent autopsy, meaning that they're going to look at it and hire somebody to come in there and do their own investigation to see what happened. If we don't get answers and answers quickly, we are going to court. That is what Baez said in front of the state medical examiner's office in Boston. It is literally a destruction of evidence, which is true. It's a destruction of evidence. Because why would you decline to do that? They're saying it's due to the investigation being open. They're going to keep the brain. It just doesn't make sense. So they want to see if brain damage is the reason he could have been suffering from CTE. The family wants to know. They just want closure. They just lost a family member. So they want to get closure in this situation. Authorities on Thursday clamped down on releasing more details about his apparent suicide. Hernandez apparently hanged himself in the cell with the bed sheet and everything. We all know about that. So they said he jammed the door to prevent other people from coming in and stopping what was happening and this and that. Now, but they have yet to release an incident report, an officer's log, video footage from around the area of his cell, or other details about the prison protocols. Despite repeated requests from the Associated Press, they still haven't released these things. The Correctional Department spokesman, which is Christopher Fallon, said the agency won't commit until the investigation is complete. The state police spokesman, Dan, Proper Koppel, whatever his name is, said the investigation is active. As long as it's an active investigation and we're not releasing any more information, and the state medical examiner often declined to speak on the comment stature because of blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's we all know it's a wipe up job. They got to wipe up, make sure they clean up everything that won't link back to anything else, and then they can go from there. Allegedly. Now you got the former Massachusetts Secretary of Public Safety, which oversaw the state prison system under the Democratic government, Deval Patrick, says the investigators will be looking at it. They're looking at who was on duty, who signed what, and what was signed by people. So they're taking a look at it. Now, his body, if you guys are near the town of Watertown, Massachusetts, where the Boston, what's his name at, was all the shootout happened between the Boston Marathon. Remember I told you the Boston Marathon had just happened. I had just saw the Boston, the movie Patriots Day. Everything was about Boston Celtics with Isaiah Thomas' sister dying. Boston. The massacre that happened at the Boston Marathon. All of that happened in the shootout that happened in the suburb of Boston, where they actually called them up and they got the shootout, was in Watertown. Where's Aaron Hernandez played? In New England, in Massachusetts. And where's his body right now? In Vegas Funeral Home in Watertown, Massachusetts. I don't know how this all links up, but it all links up. Now, is that some coincidences for you? Watertown is where his body is. Watertown is right near Boston. The Boston Marathon just happened. The movie Patriots Day was on repeat all day at our house during the Boston Marathon. Boston Celtics. Isaiah Thomas' sister was killed in a car accident. All over Boston, Massachusetts. Then, all of a sudden, Aaron Hernandez, who played for New England, the Patriots Day, Massachusetts. Same thing. Well, I'm glad you heard me the first time, Zach. So it kills me from having to say it over and over again. Now, he just mysteriously dies. And now, again, we're talking about Boston. But now he's in Watertown, Massachusetts, which is Boston. So it all comes back around full circle. Yesterday, they were talking about the Patriots because Tom Brady and most of the players didn't go to the White House. So all this week, all of this was telling me something was happening. Something was coming. Tom Brady didn't go. He had a family emergency. We all know his mom is battling illness. A lot of people think it's brain cancer. If anything ever happened to me, just continue to support this channel. Watch the videos, because I might turn it over to my sister and let her run it. and let her start running stuff. So if anything happened to me, I'm turning it over to her and so still support the channel so they don't shut it down. But I ain't committing suicide under no circumstances. I am not committing suicide. So if you ever heard he committed suicide, oh, it's foul play. And if they doubt it, play my video. Play this video right here. Be like, man, play that video, man. Carcino said he ain't never killing himself. That's right. Oh, ain't nobody worried about no dream chasers. I'm worried about them dressing me up like one of them. Aaron Hernandez. That's the man who all this fuss is over. Now, on every sports network, they treated this man as if he had killed 50 people. He threw away his life, threw away his career. Tell my story to DJ Academic. Why would I want to tell my story to DJ Academic? He's doing his thing right now with Joe Budden, and more power to him. I just wished he was a little bit better at doing it. I thought that show would be a lot better. And hopefully maybe it will be. You know? I tried to give it a go. You know, I was like, well, let me check this show out, you know, try to watch it. And I was watching the episodes and I'm like, man, they gotta do better, man. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of, you won't believe what I've been getting today. I've been getting a lot of, like, people hitting me up talking about it's ranked #1 on Complex. What does that mean? What does Complex have? Congratulations to him. You know, much success. Hopefully they're successful. I just want the show to be good. I don't want the show to be bubblegum and then it's like, oh man, this show is getting all this hit, but I'll be like, yeah, it's bubblegum. I can't pretend to like it. Jay Moolah, they didn't shut me down. They tried this. They did that through a whole suite. Are you talking Jay Moolah? Are you talking about WWE stuff? John Taylor almost cracked my screen when I saw that fly. Nothing really. I never showed a boxing pay-per-view. I haven't seen the DNA video yet, but I did see the Nicki Minaj video, No Frauds, you know. And it's, you know, it's just Nothing. Deontay Wilder, I think he'll be all right. There's nothing to like about the no frauds. Drake looked like he didn't want to be there. He looked like this the last favor I'm doing you. Me and Drizzy laughed at that. Drizzy looking like, man, look, my head turned. I ain't even trying to be in this. Oh yeah, I listened to Damn and I'm like, damn, Kendrick, you screwed up. Yeah, even Kendrick Lamar fans are like, man, Kendrick, I was rocking with you. Then you put out this album? I'm out. He sold 500,000. 500,000 streamed, you mean? Because you know they gonna sell anyway, or they doing all this extra stuff because of the way it's promoted and who's promoting it. Kendrick Lamar taking Drake's spot. He don't make the kind of songs that would take Drake's spot. He has a great marketing system around him, which is the Interscope Iveen marketing system. They have all these stupid things up there, all these stupid topics to keep him in the search engines, and ain't nobody talking about Kendrick like that. You know one person that's talking about Kendrick right now? DNA is the only song on there that's really holding some weight. Y'all, like the first four songs, after that album drifts. It goes into some trying to do some of this new stuff. And I'm like, that's not Kendrick. Kendrick don't do these songs. What are y'all doing? Schoolboy Q album is way better than this. Way better than this album. I'm trying to get more information before I say something about Adrian Broner. See, a lot of these dudes just want to be first and they don't have nothing to say. They just want to put it out because they heard it. I'm trying to actually get information about what happened. Is because he got pulled over because the car got all these bullet holes in it. That's somebody they need to test for CTE right there. Oh, who I got tonight? I got the Pacers, I got the Bucks, and I got San Antonio. Those are my three. There's actually some people that believed Aaron Hernandez didn't do it. I mean, really, there's some people out there that really believe Aaron Hernandez didn't do it. I know. I like the idea of what they're doing. I don't hate the show. I just don't want the show to go down the bubblegum path. I want them to actually prep, which means prepare for this show. Actually have notes. Put the notes on the table. It's not bad to have notes. Go off the notes. Instead of just trying to go off your dome and you're having a terrible show and then you having the moderator, they're like, what is she even doing there? She's not even doing anything. She has no insight. She has no control over the floor. So I'm like, what is she doing there? I'm like, well, I don't get it. Oh, he's watched my video. I haven't seen today's episode, so hopefully he got notes. An academic can do more than just, get checked by Joe Button. Because he can't talk because he actually don't know anything. And it's like sad to watch. You're sitting there and you're watching Joe, hey, yo, and this is why I told you in the beginning that you don't know anything about hip hop. If you did, you would understand what I'm talking about. But Joe, no, listen, Joe. That shirt you got on is from 1982. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is exactly how the show is ran over and over again. And hopefully it changes. How do you pull somebody you pay for? When you pull somebody, they with you and they ain't with nobody else, and you ain't got to pay them to be there. You're paying them not to leave. That's why it's like, man, he got that video vixen. It's like, are you serious? Let me see you pull the businesswoman that's downtown who's finer than that woman you talking about, and she got her own money. Let me see you pull them. Now you're saying something. Y'all get people strikes for the wrong reason. Man, look at that, man. She got a booty on her and she paid for that. So what you expect? Well, exactly. You need to watch more videos. Go watch my videos and keep scrolling down till you see me on the date. Now, it's sad that we talking about Aaron Hernandez and the way that we are in the sports media. I never thought I'd see the sports media say that this guy's a blood member and a member of the Bloods because he got the word blood written on his hands. Did this man say he was a member of the Bloods? I've never heard Aaron Hernandez say he was a member of the Bloods. He might have been, but to speculate that and say that because he had blood written on his hand, so that must mean he was a blood member of the Bloods. And I'm like, the media is talking about Bloods and Crips as if they were in the gang themselves. Now, if you got that blood on your hand, you know what that means. If you ain't one for real, you get killed. I'm like, who told you this? I got a homeboy who got blood tatted on him because that was his nickname. His nickname was Young Blood, but they just called him Blood for short. So he been Blood before all this was even popular. He was a little kid, they called him Blood. I ain't never heard him say he was a Blood. Ever. If the man was, that got nothing to do with why he died or why he went to jail. The family of this man is already going through a lot, and y'all dragging his name through the mud as if y'all know he murdered people. None of these guys didn't do any of the investigation, nothing. The man was acquitted of a double murder, and they act like he still did it. Yeah, he got acquitted, but man, you know he done did some dirt. I never saw all the evidence in Oyden Lloyd's murder. I just remember what happened in the situation. And during the situation, you got Lloyd, you have...
The following ad is being condensed for your viewing convenience.
Sorry about that. You got the Oyden Lloyd situation. Only thing that was confirmed is that Oyden Lloyd was seen driving his vehicle. Aaron Hernandez's vehicle the day he died. He died that night. That earlier that day, he was riding around in the vehicle. He stopped off at his buddy's house and told him, like, yo, you see I'm in such and such truck. And he was like, do he know you got his truck? And he wasn't really answering the question. So he must have took it without permission. Or in that case, or he might have stolen it. Who knows? Everything after that has been sketchy. And everybody else saying he definitely did it. As if they were there. If Uncle Murder said all the police are crooked, then it's all except for the ones I know. But see, he's got a soon-to-be daughter. That's where the biggest pain gonna come from. She's too young to know what's going on. That's what Aaron Hernandez is leaving behind. People talking about football. Of course, because that guy Mike, who was representing him, see how wild his hair was. He wasn't keeping up with himself. And if he ain't keeping up with himself, what you think he gonna do for you? But that's what he left behind. Then you go to the Clippers game. So what's up with this NBA schedule, man? Is it nuts or what? Y'all like this NBA playoff schedule? Play one game, all 3 games? I'm like, where did they make that rule up? I'm waiting to see the video. I'm waiting to see the log sheets. They haven't even released a report. There's no report released to the Associated Press. And they saying it's because of an investigation. There was an investigation in the Sandra Bland situation too. Do I think it's foul play? I don't know. I just think it's very strange for a man to do that. You're supposed to be celebrating, and the next minute you're dead. He's been in jail for 4 years. He had 4 years to all of a sudden decide he wants to take his life. When things are looking positive, this is the most positive things have looked in 4 years. He was in single cell in general population. Kevin Durant didn't play, and the Warriors still won. And they won better than they did the game he played. Why is that? You know why? Because Portland plays a very stupid game of basketball. You got 2 guards that want to just score all the time. They want to go in there and just shoot the ball instead of facilitating and making everybody else better and spreading the ball around and playing organized ball. When you play one-on-one, what we call hero ball, when you play hero ball, you're not going to get a lot of victories. You're going to have a lot of individual victories. Like, yeah, I scored on them. I got 25 in the quarter. But why are you down 30? Do you understand what's happening to you? It's the same thing Jordan had to learn. Jordan is having great individual success, but the team is losing. Then when the Bulls start winning, Michael had the same numbers or even better. But the Bulls is up by 20 and 30. You see? You learn the game. And once you learn the game, scoring is a lot easier. You can get you can get a lot of the things done. Yep, they got one more game. They're gonna give Russell Westbrook one game in OKC. Maybe. And then they're out of here. OKC had their chance to close that game out, and they blew it. The Warriors are top in defense and offense. That's how you win championships. But see, they don't show you these pictures on the news. You ain't gonna see these pictures of Aaron Hernandez holding his baby, and that's what he cared about. They gonna show you Aaron Hernandez as the monster, the killer. Okay, if somebody stole something from you, somebody stole your car, and they out there riding around joyriding in your car, and you didn't give them your car, and you trusted them in your home, and they out there riding around in your stolen stuff. You don't know what all else they stolen, and they riding around getting high in your car, and you caught up to them. You ain't gonna be upset about that? I didn't say nobody deserved to die. I don't know what happened after that. We don't know what all he took. We just know the car was one of them. So it depends on how much money you got. It matters if somebody come and steal something from you. Oh, that ain't no shock. Shoot. There's people that's taking out their own baby mother. So what was a baby mother's brother thing got to do about it? I mean, a lot of my girls' friends I dated, brothers, I met them all. You got the tough one, you got the one that's really cool, but he trying to show you don't mess with my sister. You got all them. I've met all the types, and I'm like, look, man, I'm here for your sister and your sister only. Don't get out of line with me. I won't get out of line with you. Play your position. Everything will be cool. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. I don't know what all he done. You know what I'm saying? But when you see somebody in a car that they took, it just doesn't make any sense. Now his fiance don't understand what's going on. He was just fine the other day. Woo! How intense is that? Nah, I ate already, buddy. I mean, hey, who knows? I'm quite sure he wasn't the only person there. I'm saying we don't know. We never saw the evidence. Nobody saw the evidence. Nobody saw the crime. So how in the world are you gonna sit there and convict somebody? Now let's talk about Aaron Hernandez's finances. Okay? Because he had an ongoing civil suit against him, it's unclear with how much money he would end up with. Because, oh goodness. Sorry about that, y'all. I just made a big mess. Oh, great. I got to deal with this. Hate that. I'm in my lazy mode. Good thing it's only water, but still. I would have rather drank that water. That water costs too much. It's a glass table. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. It's water, it's glass. I need a towel. I need me wasting my good paper towel for that. That's how much they polluted this earth. They sell you water, something that's supposed to be free. And the water is so bad, you can't even drink water no more. Only thing you could use it for is to wash your body. That's how bad the water is coming out of the sink. They like, oh, use a filter. They gotta sell you water. And you gotta buy it. Now, like I was saying, Aaron Hernandez is worth at least $8.2 million at the time of his death. But because of the ongoing civil suit against him, it is unclear with how much money he's going to end up with. Prior to the suicide that happened, the families of Odin Lloyd and all the other people filed a civil suits trying to get money. So according to the report that came out, what was that, on the 19th? He was acquitted from them own two, murder cases, which means that his conviction for killing Lloyd would be vacated. You understand that? Because now that he's dead, by Massachusetts law, the conviction for reportedly killing these two people were vacated. So that means that the civil cases against them might not stand. The water never spilled on the camera. But the thing is that the New England Patriots would be forced to pay out a contracted $3.5 million bonus to the estate of Aaron Hernandez, because the possibility of the murder conviction being vacated. The Patriots would have to pay that money. Because in Massachusetts, that's the law. Once you're dead, your convictions and all that stuff is gone. But he also got acquitted for the other two murders, and then his death would also weaken the case. So definitely that's gone. So there's a possibility it's going to be vacated. So the Patriots, if it's vacated, they could be forced to pay the contracted $3.5 million bonus that they were supposed to pay to the estate of Aaron Hernandez. You see, at the time of his death, Aaron Hernandez was pending a court appeal under a long-standing Massachusetts legal principle. Courts customarily vacate the convictions of a defendant who died before their appeals are heard. You see what I'm saying? You understand that now? I'll repeat. Aaron Hernandez was under a court appeal for his long-standing, murder case, and courts are customarily forced to vacate the convictions of the defendant who died before their appeals are heard. So because he died, because the case wasn't heard, because of this principle, the civil suits are more difficult. Unless the law presents some new opportunity for the family's victims or some new evidence, the vacated conviction in the Lloyd case will result into $3.5 million. The bonus got to go to the victim's family for potentially reaping the benefits. And meanwhile, Lloyd's mother and everybody else involved who filed a civil lawsuit against Aaron Hernandez to get some money may not be eligible for the payoff if her son's murder case is vacated. And a lot of people are going to say, that's why he killed himself. That's what everybody's going to say. Everybody know that. Oh, man. She killed him. They killed him. He killed himself so they can get the money. That's the next step. Somebody's going to come up and say they killed himself so that they can get the first step. That's it. First step in getting that money. He killed himself so his family can reap the benefits. Why would he do that? He had more on the table and more things going for him than anything else. They haven't made it has to be vacated. They haven't vacated it yet. The case has to be vacated. So until the case is vacated, nothing's going to happen. But absolutely, and his agent said he definitely didn't. He said there's no chance he took his own life. This is his agent, the guy who got him his contract, Brian Murphy. Absolutely no chance he took his own life. Chico was not a saint, but my family and I loved him, and he would never have taken his life. They were looking at possibly beating the case.
Trust in places like this sets you up for failure.
And Casey Anthony wasn't going to beat her case, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was no way he was going to beat the case. Man, you must don't know the law. You must don't understand power and money. There was no way he was going to beat the case involving a black guy that died. But a white girl who kills a little white baby, puts it in a shoebox, makes national news across the globe, walks off and doesn't have to stay in jail. Free. Found not guilty. They still haven't arrested anybody else for the murder. Yet, people are worried about O.J. Simpson. Who got off? Ray Carew. He finna come home. And he tried to murder his wife, well, his girlfriend, and unborn child. But he finna come home next year. But Aaron Hernandez, who was allegedly arrested for murdering this guy who seemed to have borrowed properties without permission, it's unlikely that he was going to get his sentence reduced. It's very unlikely that he could not win the case. Wow. I didn't know that. Of course I have sympathy. I have sympathy for a lot of people. Who could have no sympathy for people? You feel bad even for those who commit those crimes. It's like you feel bad because they didn't just kill themselves. They killed their girlfriend, their daughters, everybody around them that's related to it. You're right. So it's more like empathy. Did y'all see my video I did today about Waka Flocka in Israel? Well, I'm glad you did if you did check it out, because if you checked it out, you would have saw us telling you about things that happened like 3-4 years ago. When we tried to get them aligned and get it all done, this and that. Of course, people said, it's a lie, didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. So, Israel hit me up, because his boy saw the video. And once his boy saw the video, he was like, you got to check this video out. It's about you. So, once they saw the video, and then they hit me up. No, Israel. I-Z-R-E-A-L. Israel. He's on YouTube as Izzy Marley. I-Z-Z-Y Marley. He hit me up and said he wants to know what song, because this happened to him already before when they stole his music. Somebody took his song and copywritten his verse without him even knowing about it. So he had another story for me. And just like that, somebody comes around here and want to take down, they want me to take down my Lil Wayne and Nas beef video. Just as we speaking right now, they want to do that to me. Talking about it's got some music content in that video. That song belongs to Lil Wayne, You Don't Know, from the Drought too. T has finally called. Sorry that was loud. That's just the ringtone. Now, what I'm going to try to do right now is try to find the email that I sent out four years ago. And I might not even have it. Well, let's go to sent mail. And let's look it up here. Nope, we don't have it. I'll still look for it. But in that video, he was talking about the fact that somebody stole his music, copywritten it, and he didn't even know anything about it. And by the time he went to go get the copyright, it was already stolen. Okay, we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. We just going to have to look. When I'm telling y'all, y'all got to look out for these videos. You got to really look out for them. Yeah, it's dark and hell is hot. Since this is 3 years ago, I do know that. So let me go back and scroll back at least 3-4 years. Yeah, I'm looking at all that stuff I done sent. Oh, that's my guy X. We got to go back to 2013. Remind me, y'all, I said 2013. That's what we got to go back to. Oh, and I done went past it. Okay, let's see if I can find it here. I'm finding stuff I needed to be seeing a long time ago. And I'm not even seeing it right now. This is messing me up. But I'm finding some other stuff out. Where in the world was that? It's not even, oh, maybe it is December. Let me try that. Could have sworn he said November the 3rd. Yeah, Jeezy, I holds it down here. I do the thing. I do this for real. I don't just get on live and just don't give you any content. We talk about everything here. Oh my gosh, this is when I was negotiating a movie deal. Oh man, I had a movie deal from 3-4 years ago, which is still intact. So I don't think I can show you that. But this guy's cut out of the deal already. But I gotta reach back out to him. This was a meaning for me to run into this. The Road to Purgatory. That's the movie I'm assigned to. I can't understand why I can't find this. This upsets me. Porzingis to the Spurs. You think that's going down? See, the problem is most people are not aware, or they're not in a situation where they even care about, like, let's say what's happening. About what's happening with uh I'm talking about something entirely different. I'm talking about like families and you know everything else involved. Yeah, this was crazy. I'm looking at these old emails, man. They blowing my mind. Because all of this stuff don't really mean anything anymore. Al Heyman was attached to that deal. Yeah, Clint couldn't do anything for me. No, there's no relation between Paul Heyman and Al Heyman. I believe it's the second week of September is when they want to have the fight. I'm pretty ticked off. I don't even have it anymore. All of that was for basically nothing. Let me see what I have here. Hmm. This is crazy. Will you be successful? Maybe if you work hard enough. I'm in the recycle bin. Now I'm in the wrong bin. I need scent mail. Jeff. Yep, that's when we went to the movie DreamWorks. John didn't even post it. This is crazy. Mello is a bum. Yeah. This was terrible, terrible handled. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. I have a legal contract, buddy, with people I do business with. I almost showed that contract, but no, I'm gonna hold that in case things get crazy. Okay. I was gonna have something very interesting to show you here. It will all be agreed to, and because I know a lot of you probably don't believe a lot of things I say. Oh, here, this might be it here. Oh, I can't show you all the rest of this. Okay. All right. Now, y'all ready to see something cool? Are y'all ready to see something cool? All right. Can y'all read that? What about now? Co-executive producer salary. Once funding has begun, LOI is letter of intent. Yep, 20% return of investment. So when I tell you I have movie deals, I got things on the table, dog, I'm serious. I have all this stuff done, sent to me, offered. It's not a joke. I'm not just saying it just to be saying stuff. It's for real. There was a rapper involved in this movie deal. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. A lot of this stuff I can't even send to you because of confidentiality agreements. But I have some very powerful emails, dude. Powerful. Oh no, brother. They're not from Chi-Town. See if I find something else on here that was very interesting as well. I didn't know porn had scripts. Yes, give me a hand clap. So when people get out of line, I could come back in here and I could just go to my roller file and go boop and put them out of business. Okay. Okay, that was the wrong form to fill out. I remember that. Let me see. Okay, I got everybody to sign the contract. I got Jeff's. I got everybody's name. Jeez, I got everybody to sign a name. And they was basically taking my name off everything. Yeah, that didn't look good at all. Ooh, wee. Oh, okay. I signed mine already. Okay, there it is. Okay. Now here's something that's kind of exclusive, but you get to see it anyway. Okay, it says this. In addition, the company will provide to Smith and Brown consultant firm and Mr. Davis himself. See, I'm named personally. A net profit percentage of 2% and all from the company's total earning over a 5-year period of the date of release of the motion picture. Smith and Brown consultant firm shall receive 1% of the 2% profit, and LeKevin Davis, which is myself, will receive the remaining 1%. We both split 1%. The firm and myself, I represent myself independently. So that means I don't have to pay nobody. And what does it say? This 75,000 shall be split equally. I get 37.5. The firm gets 37.5. They get 37.5 on the first day. Each of the first day of production, I get my money. That's right. I get a point. We get 2%, but I get 1 point. So for the 5 years, for the first 5 years, I get everything off them film. Cause I'm my own independent contractor. You right. I get paid plus I get 1% of the gross of the film. I get points. There's people that don't get points in anything, brother. So what is you talking about? So when I tell you about films and movies and things like this that I know and the things behind the scenes of what's going on, I know it. I know when people got screwed out of stuff. The rest of this stuff is proprietary. I cannot basically show you. Went in looking for one thing, fell into another thing. And I get paid off everything, merchandising, DVD sales, poster boards, anything. I get a check. Oh, I'm not acting. I'm producing. I'll be co-producing. I'm not acting. I might have a cameo in there and I might look up and go. But I'm going to tell you, there was rappers attached to this deal. Let me tell you who the rapper was that was attached to the deal. Clifford Harris. T.I. was attached to the deal to do this movie. This movie was like 4 years, 5 years in the making. It may never even get made. This is how movies get started. T.I. got arrested and went back to jail. And so the thing got taken away from him. His part was gone. Somebody said Method Man. No, they had T.I. and then they had Ludacris. Ludacris was not available for the role. So Ludacris was gone. Then they had, they tried to talk to getting somebody. They wanted LL Cool J at first, but they wanted someone younger. They felt somebody in the age bracket that could have pulled that off. They wanted somebody probably in their upper 20s to play the role. So they couldn't get Ludacris. They couldn't get T.I. They went looking for another rapper, so they landed on Nelly. Nelly was the guy that was going to play the role. Nelly had agreed to it, and they greenlit him to do the role if we got the funding and everything else. And a lot of red tape happened, but Nelly was in total agreement. Yeah, somebody brought up LL Cool J originally for the role. Then they said, well, for the part, LL Cool J would be a little too old to play the part. So now we got LL Cool J. That kind of don't make sense. Yeah, I guess in their mind they have when you see a script, the script tells you flat out how they want it to go. In this script, they had it basically laid out telling you light skin, very slim complexion, tall. They have a description of the character. So they tell you light skin, very low hair, mid-20s, this and this. They don't care about racial profiling at all. They forget that. The script looks European, part Jewish, white, suburban. They tell you that right in the script. So, no, LL is not mid-20s. LL is not going to pass for upper 20s. Sorry. He might pass for 30s, but not no upper 20s. So, the person that they found was T.I. Ludacris, but Ludacris wasn't available. His availability in his window was not going to work. Then they had Nelly. So you were going to have Nelly, Zac Efron in this movie. Zac Efron agreed. You had Nelly and a couple other characters in there who I don't know all the rest of the casting. Casting really wasn't my job. I didn't have to worry about casting. I was the producer. My job was funding and getting money. And we could have got the money had people would stop being greedy about spending money. You can't get money from suicide. Depri Valme, you are completely wrong because he's finna get $3.5 million bonus that's gonna go to his family from the New England Patriots. They gotta pay that $3.5 million. I'm quite sure they don't mind eating that. Then the rest of the $40 million bonus, they signed him on his contract to keep him as a Patriot. So the $3.5 million, they'll fork that over just to have it done, and it's done with. But yeah, they would rather pay that 3.5 and be done with it and let everything else so they can just erase Aaron Hernandez off their plate completely. They signed him to a $40 million extension. So they don't it's not a $40 million bonus. He had an extension on his contract. When he had 2 more years left on his deal, they signed him to a 2-year extension before he even came up. But he got a bonus of $3.5 million that's supposed to go to him. Yeah, they signed him over Gronk, and Gronk had set a receiving record. But they signed him over Gronk because he could do more. Yep, Gronk came in the league injury prone, and they ended up signing Gronk because they needed Gronk at the time. Well, I hope she doesn't know what to do with the money, but at least the 3.5 million can go to the family and then his daughter, and they'll be okay. They should be able to survive off $3.5 million. And it's gonna be bad for the Lloyd family because they trying to get money off his death and filed a civil suit. Yeah, now that it's officially been ruled a suicide, the family will seek another investigation, like an independent autopsy, another one, and they'll go from there. That's something I don't know. I don't know about them paying taxes on the dead body and all that stuff. That stuff I don't know about. If his bonus money is tied up like that, I don't know. But let me get situated here. We got the games coming on, and I enjoyed kicking it with y'all once again, having another long go at it. We've been going 2 hours strong on this. So we got about another 30, 40 seconds. Anything y'all want to talk about for 30, 40 seconds before we sign off? No, they want to go and test his brain and send it to Boston University to test for CTE so they could do research on it to try to find a cure. Andre Ward. Pac trivia be done this week. And man, you won 2-1. Darth Vader. Go Spurs. Rest in peace to my boy Shad, and we out.